right, guys, here we are. It's time to do the grow along we've been speaking about for the last 2 weeks. And I'm super excited to be starting some Bubba cheesecake seeds from Seedsman. I hope you guys got your cups ready. And we're going to be starting with some Pro Mix here with some Athena nutrients and also some Pro Mix connects to make sure that when these start rooting, they get the best root system possible. So let's get started here, Kurt, with just filling up these Bud cups with 16 ounces of Pro Mix. So 16 ounces is typically what your red Solo cup, your Dixie cup is going to be. Some of them go up to 18 ounces. These ones here, when they're filled to the rim, you got a full 16 ounces. And we typically like to fill them all the way to the rim so that you get more area for your roots to grow in and more volume for your roots to grow in initially. So I'm going to fill these two up. By the way, we're going to be choosing one of these seedlings here to continue to grow because I only have space in one tent for a plant right now. So before we transplant, we're actually going to have you guys tell us which one of the bud cups you guys think should go forward and which one should not. So we're going to just increase our chances here. And just in case one doesn't pop, then at least we already have a winner right off the bat.
Now, and if you guys are seeing this like a couple days after the live, just go grab your seeds and get started, and you can kind of catch up as we go. Right?
So guys, here is some Pro Mix Connect. We love to use Pro Mix's products because they've been around for a long time and they simply work. I'm looking for a little teaspoon that I don't have right now, but that's okay. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of Pro Mix, and you can show here, Kurt, right where I'm going to put the seed in. And that's the equivalent, guys, of about 1/4 of a teaspoon right there, okay? Very little. It's just really for that tap root to already grow into the mycorrhizal fungi. Now, I'm not going to leave it like this, obviously. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to close this. And I'm going to just give it a little twirl like this. Make sure that it's mixed in there. Same thing over here. And before we plant our seeds, since this Pro Mix here is super loose, what I like to do is I like to water it before I put my seed in, and then I put just a little bit of water on top again, because this here helps set your soil. And again, you don't want to press the soil at all. If you notice, I just dumped the soil in these cups here, and I didn't press them at all. I didn't tap the cup down at all. You want it to be as loose as possible, because the looser it is, the more room for those roots to grow in, okay? So I'm going to just very slowly water it until I see the first little bit of runoff coming out. I'm actually going to put it inside of these little trays here so that it's easier to see. Now I'm going to let that one soak up a little bit, and I'm going to do the other cup. There we go. Not like it's wrong to do it the other way around. It's just easier this way because then you really get the soil to set down. As you can see, it's a little bit below the level now. And if you had a seed in there, the seed could be anywhere now, just like you said. So I'm just very focused here right now because I don't like to spill water out. We're almost there. I can feel the weight of these cups here. And then we're going to plant our seeds. There we go. And those are 2 cups full of water. This is enough water here, guys, for the first almost 2 weeks that these seedlings are going to pop. That's why I like to water them all the way. When you have perlite like you have in Pro Mix here, there's a lot of aeration in there. So there we go, getting just a few drops coming out. That's perfect. It means the entire media is soaked, and the same thing on this yellow one here. So I'm going to stop now, and it's time for us to plant those seeds. So what I'm going to do here is, I forgot to get my tweezers, which are very important, especially if your hands are not necessarily super clean. I kind of forgot to wash my hands before this. You want to use something to pick your seeds with, just so you don't risk contaminating them. So I'm going to get a couple of seeds out here on the lid. Got one there.
Have you decided on names yet?
For the plants yet?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I haven't. So these are 2 Bubba cheesecakes.
And we already have a Bubba 1 and a Bubba 2 for the SOG. So.
The SOG, that's right. Maybe one is going to be, let me think.
Maybe a play on the cheesecake side of the strain name.
That's right. This one's going to be Parmesan. Black one's going to be...
What does Parmesan have to do with cheesecake?
Well, imagine the Parmesan cheesecake. I don't know.
That would be very rich.
That would be.
Be
Okay,
like
so
pizza.
strawberry cheesecake and... Oh, actually, that would probably be a strain name now that I say it.
That is.
They're both Bubba cheesecakes. So you called your Bubba 1, Bubba 2. I'll call this cheese 1, cheese 2. just for reference. I mean, one of them is going to unfortunately peril, so I'm not going to get too excited about it, you know. So here we go, guys. I got the seed in. Forgot to mention, just dug a 1/4 of an inch hole. Put the seed in with the little tip, the little tip part out and the little crown up, and then I just covered it with a tiny little bit of soil here, just so that it feels that humidity. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a tiny little bit of water here. Just, oh, that was too much. And here we go. That's it. Just to make sure that it's really wet all the way around. Okay. Now that the seeds are in, I'm going to write down here. Okay. Bubba Cheesecake number 1. I just decided to change the name to just Bubba Cheesecake number 1 because it's kind of boring. There we go. Bubba Cheesecake number 2.
Maybe we'll get the people today to rename them for us.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Bubba Cheesecake number 2. Actually, we'll do the other way around because we started filling the Black Bud cups first. So now I'm going to put these note stickers just in the back here in the notes area. There we go. So we got the first one there. Now I'm going to get the last one. And that's it for today, guys. Hopefully, you guys were able to plant your seeds as well, or take your clones and root or plug them in so that we can start the cycle together. Next week, we're going to just do a follow along. But in about 3 weeks from now to 4 weeks, maybe we're going to be transplanting them, followed by topping a week later. Okay, so that's the next step.
These ones are going to live in the AC dome, I'm assuming.
That's right.
If somebody doesn't have a dome, what would we tell them to do?
If you don't have a dome, what you can do and what you should do is use some sort of plastic cup. Great point there, Kurt. Make sure you have holes on them. This one here, I just cut some holes on it. And then you can just put the cup like this so that when your seedling is born and by the time it hits the top here, you can then remove it. Once it's born, it's going to be born into this high humidity environment. However, we're going to put them just down here. Kurt, we already have Kurtz's mother plants over there. We're going to put these ones right beside them over here. And they're just under each one of these lights here. So when they sprout, they'll have about the same amount of light, so that we give them both a fair chance. Those 2 of Kurtz's they're right in the middle, getting light from both sides, and one of them is already putting a much bigger leaf than the other one there. So
cool,
good stuff. That's it, guys.
Right.
We'll check in every week to see how these are doing. Hopefully, you guys were able to do your own planting / cloning today as well.